on the track like a centipede. Flip a table in the dinner thieves. Who ain't paying dues, they buying their views and taking up space like Apollo 3. But we really rock it with ours. Out of this world with the bars. Should be a celebrity bodyguard. How I shoot for the stars. Elevating until I reach a whole constellation. I treat the scene like a light bright. Rearrange it to my own creation. It's no illusion, we're never losing. You think they winning and it's so amusing. Cause they got a bag with their pieces compromised. Wondering why life is so confusing. Keeping my soul low key up. I'm riding with God like Peter. But don't get it twisted, they come for me once and you won't see their face like Sia. I got it covered, my gravy dough. All over the biscuit till you choke. Never water it down and have higher hopes that you see my name through your telescope. I shoot for the stars. Never thought I'd get this far. Rocking it way past Mars. Supernovas, quasars. How I shoot for the stars. I shoot big banging through the universe. Got it all on my own, straight out the dirt. Hit my target when I go to work. When I shoot for the what? I shoot for the stars. Keeping it fly as an asteroid. Headed for Earth through the blackest void. On the radar is a threat now. When I hit, everything will be destroyed. You can't escape, embrace the fate. Like an inmate's last dinner plate. I'm serving a hell of a dish. Enjoy every bit before you disintegrate. I penetrate through the atmosphere. Put them all on the run like a ton of deer. Trying to flee from a wildfire, but they turn to venison when I'm near. Too hot, scalding. My flame from the era that's scalding. And if you ask me to bring the heat, my answer is molten. Keep more lava than Hawaii. Magma be the flow that's finery. Stay erupting on every dollar. And doing with Pompeii primary. Make sure my impressions felt just like a thing that'll make you wealth. Haters itch for my downfall, but I'm choking them all with Orion's belt. Never thought I'd get this far. Rocking it way past Mars. Supernovas, quasars. How I shoot for the stars. Shoot big banging through the universe. Got it all on my own, straight out the dirt. Hit my target when I go to work. When I shoot for the what? I shoot for the stars.
People got the Midas touch.
I done sold rocks, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed up. I'm just doing what the world told us. I done sold rocks, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed us. I'm just doing what the world told us. The world told me to only stay black and die, and measure my success by the niggas I leave behind. But one time to find my niggas in headlines on the news, it was slain by one of his own kind. They give us what we need to complete our own demise. They set the body free, but they enslaved the mind. The streets under siege from the poverty and crime. I spent my last G, then my car was declined. I still got beef with the whole other side. Still gotta eat, so I'm out here on the grind. Throwing rocks at the pen, just waiting to get my time. Waiting on my friend to come and see me, but she lied. She came last week, but this week she ain't decide. My daddy wanted to see me, but he couldn't find no ride. Now my OG in the hood, everybody know about pride. It's the mindset to keep the prison occupied. I tried to get a job, but my app was denied. I guess I'm still a nigga in my shirt and my tie. Go to court next week, but I can't pay my fine. Life getting hard, but at least a nigga tried. Told the judge I had a job, but technically I ain't lied. I had my Uncle Rufus sell some weed on the side. Often I reflect as I gaze at the sky. Rapper got probation, but they gave me some time. For the school that teaches to betray our own kind. Respect the white man, but we slay our own kind. Daddy going to jail, gotta do his own time. It hurt me to my heart when I see them babies crying. The hood getting hotter and the streets still on fire. They open up the jails, but they shutting schools down. They ask you for your vote and you go and stand in line. You know the cracker line, fall forward every time. I done sold rocks, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed up. I'm just doing what the world told us. I done sold rocks, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed up. I'm just doing what the world told us.
Fuck the world, are we cursed? I've been teaching, but yet the story's getting worse. I've been reaching after G's in every hood. Niggas think you gotta do bad to live good. Should I stay broke or take a drive? Show me how the school gon' help a nigga stay alive. Sitting in the dark with a fucked up mind. Looking for a spark, all I need is one sign. Am I serving God or fucking off my time? Niggas seem fine being deaf, dumb, and blind. Here I am trying, interrupting my grind. Yet I still find niggas in the same bind. Refuse to stay behind, wanna see my people climb. They act like they don't want it, poverty should be a crime. I heard a lot of OGs lost their mind, flunking out their youngsters over IG lines. Damn. Y'all niggas gon' be about it. Be about it. Organize. Buy your block. Don't listen to what these motherfuckers tell you success is, what rich is. Define that shit for yourself. Food, clothing, shelter. Yeah.
Hold up, back up, back up.
Protected by 7 African powers, I'm back to back for the dollars. Black as I've ever been, can't say the same for you cowards, regardless of what they own. Promise I'm way beyond, I promise I just begun. I'm honored to be the one that from summer to spring I keep it strong. Even at a minute after midnight, I'm the reason she still see the sun. Hit her with that peace pipe, make her feel it in her lungs. Shane call when the can't call. Hold up, I'm going with the Pro Tools, Pro Melanation in the mental house. Got to keep it progressive if you trying to approach. Oh, hey. Make a pause for a minute. For all my dogs trying to get their paws on some spinach. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back to handle business. Wealth over riches, y'all still talking money over bitch. More I've always been the one to count on, so don't count me out. I take pride in my life. If you tryna take mine, my black life matter. It's obvious that we ain't on the same side. We either ride or collide in the smoke. Blood splatter on the windshield, got cracked glass looking like kaleidoscopes. The shit's ill. It instilled immense skill to balance the anger and hatred of what was done to Emmett Till. Trayvon, Mac Brown, Philando Castile. With the hope that my people will awaken and rise. Facing the skies, escaping the blatantly racial divides. That see me subscribe, taking the lives of those whose face is the same stage as mine. Take a glance at what gets placed in the mind. I think it's about time to handle this candle, dismantle the system. Right on. gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas, momentum is gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas. Please don't do me no favors. I'm about to do more than just touch paper. You ain't never heard of this much flavor. Bomb on my enemies, dog. Fuck all my haters. Hit it deeper with my trippy sticks and she catch vapors. I'm trying to coach the team. I'm trying to own the league. I'm waiting out your league. I'm picking major. Niggas hating on me. It's nothing major. It's real beef. Come with beans from a laser. Triple beam dreams on the scale of 1 to 10. I'm infinity in this league. Fulfilling these prophecies of greatness. Chest out, 10 toes down. Keep it 7. Let the bird in the DOC. Nobody does it better than the sharp perfection. Straight got Texas. Beats. I got checks to keep. Momentum is gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas, momentum is gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas. My timing precise as the slice from a surgeon. No liquor, no ice, keep it pure is the purpose. Too many get caught in the surface. I know that I'm more than what most men get from the city you serve. The city observe, I sit and observe. Now I'm back with that fire, never slept with that fire. You can melt gold and smoke, infinite past with this fire. It's what I'm designed, the most in existence. To put the north side on the list, the places that legends have been in. Face it the east, my body in linen. Man, some moves and goals off of the spinach. I'm the truth, you know, always authentic. Been body since I masterpiece with these soul lyrics. I know it's no momentum is gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas, momentum is gaining, more money is needed. My affirmations get confirmation, yeah, before I see it. And before I knew it, I realized it was bigger than used to. I realized it was bigger than used to. Still, I got enough of my niggas. Santo to clear the air. I need a moment of clarity. On the search for eternity and memory of all those that will never be. I say,
Black Power Swarm.
Been on the mission, amassing all possible riches. Wealth in addition to the addiction. My consciousness tell me to get it. No time for bullshitting. I've been striving to stay sane in the midst of murderous mixtures of herbs and elixirs. Disturbing pictures in my mind. Plays back times of my people's genocide. So I'm motivated to motivate forward paces to what's greatest for my tribe. I'd rather be hated for who I am than love for who I'm not. Stand for liberation, plans to take us to the top. No second job from the southern side. Son of sand and father time. What if I hold the keys to unlock the divine mastermind, not to mastermind? In search of clarity, I mastered the test of time. What if I hold the keys to unlock the divine mastermind, not the mastermind? Palo Santo to clear the air. I need a moment of clarity. On the search for eternity and memory of all those that will never be. I say, yo. Red for the blood black for the people, green for the land. It's a war going on, the devil got blood on his hands. My ancestors were captured from the mainland. You started the war, but you and forgot we grow from that path. Arson and larceny, kidnapping the stars. They try to offer me a seat at your table, but you're not able to appease me with alternate offerings. See, I know it's fake, it's your smile. You must have thought I forgot how you pillaged my villages, infected my sisters. Then centuries later, conducted fucked up Tuskegee experiments. You say you're different, but I don't see what the difference is. Cause Timothy and fake up from the same flag. The Dylan is really is no need to explain. And this is this tension between God and the devil until we ascend to the plane. That only features perfected creations. Later to be who that descendants called upon as they pour out libations. Essence of my lessons. Lord knows I got way too many questions. The world get hella cold when you know you could be everything that's tested. It ain't about what you have, but how it's manifested.
All the sun told a clear area. I need a moment of clarity. On the search for eternity and memory of all those that were there for me.
Tick tock, tick tock, and it don't stop. Tick tock, and it don't quit. 24/7, 365. Clock shit, don't quit. Tick tock, and it don't stop. Tick tock, and it don't quit. 24/7, 365. A sign got them hits, boy. Don't know what you do, but what I do off the top is noodles. I'm top rhyming. Reveal the truth like Rob mess with Mariami. Pertinent root, that's what I do. I rose from the pages of the coffin text. Let me educate through this sachet for those who ain't got it yet. The Nazareth savage damages amateurs challenging the any challenge of what you trying to bet. I'm proud of the child of Orishas, no need to petition for my interest. God is my witness. The mutants and devils gon' beg for forgiveness. Kicking doors off the hinges with this more than stupendous order. Metamorphosis that forced this force from a source of endlessness. Got them all pins and needles, needless to say. My pins and needle filled with diesel, black tar, black star. Pictures I paint really don't need an easel. Easily got blast off. Nubian alliance and strength in the abundance to see our goals. You'd have to be Nassau. My raps be the rapture I capture. The attention of drug dealers and pastors. We all on the search for the truth. Some sell hope for it while others sell dope for it. I'm trying to build some schools. Keep giving you weak niggas the blues. Measure my movement with celestial your body's pressure to prove nothing for the fact that I'm godly. I got a long list to present that shows the squadron is different. Now what's your intention? I'm here to revitalize the economy, never idolize a monotony. Hard-working black power, take a look at what it's gotten me. Tick tock, and it don't stop. Tick tock, and it don't quit. 24/7, 365. All around the clock and it don't quit. Tick tock, and it don't stop. Tick tock, and it don't quit. 24/7, 365. All around the clock and it don't quit.
Somebody who can tolerate and naughty by nature won't play you out, baby. I don't doubt you don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It's just why. So enough.
I got $1 and a drink. An Impala that I polish with the tears of cowards who pray hard out on the cheek. One thing about me, I'm a classic man, I do G shit. Puffin' on that Amsterdam, trying to turn the club into free nick. Hit her from the back so hard, made her weave slip. Back to the road, skipping tall with the weed lit. Fall from a regular nigga, and I don't do regular shit. On another plane of paradigm ahead of the shift. Like coming in early for work, y'all just be working y'all lips. Determined to get it by any means necessary. Blackout 2000s necessary. For the history I make, I need more than February. As far as what I do, I don't have contemporaries. When you building momentum by building a nation, media turn you into a building, bringing up criminal cases. It's like we're trapped in the matrix, amazed that the ancients foretold of the mazes that even as of today is prophecy and what we're facing. So I am never complacent, thus I refuse to submit or subject my stance to be viewed as a fad or confused as a trend. So when you see me, believe me, I speak it freely, cause motherfuckers don't respect what come easy. So it's no holds bars for all my scars and blood that shed. Often folks grow accustomed to fear, but there will pump none here. This is just my year, so adjust y'all ears. I'm by my freedom and fetty, I'm by my dollars and cents. If it's not about liberation, then you ain't talking about shit. I got a list full of haters, I told them all suck a dick. Now I'm all in the mix, like a rich and whiskey. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, ain't none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. Peace to Chief Malik and Larry Hoover. I feel like Marcus Garvey watching Black Star get this loot up. I'm pushing lines like a playing card, cutting coat. The main aim is to keep my target locked in the scope. Emphysema to non-believers claiming they won't smoke. This for the healer and the dealer, touch more lives than dope. Freedom by the pound, liberation by the leader. Pour our libations for careers, I'm about to send to the reaper. Reaper wrapping leaves to alleviate the need to overachieve. My plans to attain, drive me to succeed. When my shit drop, the speakers knocking in here. All eyes on me, but now I'm pocketing in here. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, ain't none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. I've been laying in the cut, waiting for the perfect moment to run amok. It's fuck you, pay me, or pay me no mind. Make Black History 365. What the fuck can I do with a month, 4 weeks to divide my time? Strategize to channel what's dormant in my mind. Shifting tectonic place when my project drop. Get the fuck up out my way, too many niggas try to occupy my spot, not knowing. So I gotta show with my views are panoramic. My school of thought is esoteric. These modern day rappers not noble, they Reggie. For what I've read, man, y'all ain't know where I was headed. I don't tip my hat, I raise a fist that's black to symbolize how I'm feeling at all times. I'm pro-black, tailor-made, but I ain't cutting these niggas no slack. Going Diddy with the semi, take that. Volumes up, farm, make the motherfuckers take it back. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, ain't none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I do this for my tribe, let's be clear. No love lost, none giving over here. This is really real, this is how I feel. Hell yeah.
Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride.
Marijuana, I'm blending. Been in these corners, chunking them deuces, sending blissful aromas. The sun is risen. What the fuck is up, Houston? Not a worry or care. Only strive for my people when no one was there. I know I can count on the few who care. Ain't no need for the devil to see us as equals. I promise my offer will not see a sequel. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, and we got more than enough. God, I swear, tell the government, fuck off my dick, we in the mix. Sovereign, conglomerate, prominent, progressive advocacy. All I have are erased. Take them and place them on the page. Go in the booth with all this Palo Santo and Sage. I'ma raise hell for the hell of which I was raised. All of the presidents invest in the makings of slaves. My culture becoming a trend has become something I hate. Cause now they wanna serve water my way. Petition all y'all
Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride.
I never called myself a rapper. I don't even know where that term came from. That's some lollipop, bubblegum shit. Rapper? No. I was a revolutionary.
I'm more than a rapper. My lyrics exquisite, no limits. I mastered the craft of annihilating these actors. Supervised, seldom scripted. Tailor-made so it suits me to never slack. You might want to button down. We coming from the bottom of the map. This ain't the time for shooting. This shit is time to shoot back. Fuck the KKK. You can tell them I said it. Fuck Donald Trump, Sean Hannity, and Gerardo Reed. Vera mask in the gat. Flash full of gas. How y'all pass you? Wanna find me? You can hashtag club. I'm a trap track. Terror. It's a matte black era, RBG'd up. You better cop, sell it and read up. Cause these devils won't settle until they cause us to sell off our freedom. Want a pretty penny, but the penny not polished. It's covered in blood and false promise. Fuck them all, ain't nothing but a bunch of false prophets.
Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. But most of y'all will never know no hoe ass niggas inside. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride. Bars tight like the stitching on the buck in the ride.
I'm asked sometime, well, what are you? I'm a spirit being having a human experience. I'm God having a human experience.
Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Walls to Science After Midnight Edition. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know what's going on with the camera situation. They got me blacked out over here. Peace, Rashid, my bad. Peace, Rashid. Black Power, the Swab. I'm about to go live on IG as well right now. Try something new today. See how the simulcast situation work. You understand what I'm saying? Subscribe here. Got some amazing shows this weekend. It's crazy. I'm telling you. And tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday is crazy. Don't want to miss it. It's going down. It's a bunch of shows. Black Goddess Empowerment closing the month out strong, and some supreme special guests going to be in the building this weekend. I can't tell you everybody because I don't know who. Like it's not stopping right now. So while this momentum is going and growing right now to be in the space that we in to move forward and controlling our narrative, it's about to be crazy. I'm telling you, about to be crazy. About to be crazy. So subscribe here at www.youtube.com/New Knowledge Radio. Like I said, about to go live on IG and see what this look like twice. Okay? See what this look like twice. So if y'all want to see me until I fix this whole situation out, come over here to Instagram. Okay? Come over here to Instagram, www.instagram.com/knowledge10357 on Instagram. It's going down in a second. It is going down in a second. So give me 1 second. Yep. 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 So let me see what this do right here. Let's see. So yeah, we're trying to fix this whole little situation right here real quick. So like I said, live here. Make sure y'all subscribe. I see people watching from other places. Shout out to everybody. Leave a comment. Let me know y'all can hear me while I'm working out this whole situation right here. Trying to get my whole camera, thing going on. They got me in straight blackout mode. So I'm going to just ride with it for a second until I get it fixed up. Until I get it fixed up. All right. Like I said, you can follow the show on Instagram at Knowledge10357 on Instagram and on Twitter at Knowledge115 on Twitter. Okay. Let's bring on the reason for the season. Y'all seen it in the caption. Our soul sister that don't take no ish. Sass, aka what we got? You want mine? What's this called? I don't know. I can't see the joint right now. They got me in the let me see. You ain't gonna be able to see me though. Oh, you want my spot flash? Oh snap! It's about to get hot up in here. You want my spot flash? Mixy, comma. No, that's a question mark exclamation. You want my spot flash?
Shalom, that was from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I forgot that was there.
That's what we got to keep that. Keep that. You can't see me, huh?
No, what's going on with
I
that?
don't know. Remember, it did that a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's going down.
You could put that screen back up.
Put the screen back up.
Yeah, it's different.
Bang.
Yeah, everybody saw it. That was from, yesterday.
All right, I'm about to go live on IG. I'm gonna try some new ish today. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this looked like out here. I was trying to go live. They was not having it. It was like, no.
I gotta leave the Ben and Jerry's alone. Like seriously, I think that's the issue. Like,
Is it?
yeah, like that. But I don't have any more, so that's good. So I'm not buying any more of that
Here it go.
stuff. So it's
Yeah.
over.
Boom. Live.
Did I say
Should be good.
shalom?
You did. Shalom.
Yeah, shalom.
Yeah. I'm about to go live on IG. I just want them to see this. See it's going down right now. Getting fancy. Okay.
Black Instagram is busy right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
What they got going on in Black Instagram? Am
Okay,
I considered?
so,
Am I
huh?
considered Black Instagram?
Yeah, yeah,
I need to know. I need to know.
yeah. You would be considered Black Instagram.
All
Um,
right.
the DA for the Breonna Taylor case is black, but is married to like white folks. He's
Oh,
married into that white nonsense. Yeah, and people are being critical about it, like he's compromised. And well, why would they say that, right? Why would they say that? Why would black people say that?
why would they say that?
Right, like so that's just another example of how I was right. That I tell no lies. Okay, that is bring things to light or say things that people don't want to say and remind people of things they don't want to be reminded about. That's all. Like why would black people say that? They come with an outcome they don't like and then they point their finger at the DA who's married to something else and say he's compromised and he's appeasing to his white side. So somebody answer that for me. That's what I want to know. Why? You know what, Sass? You started trouble. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've always been concerned. I was concerned before Breonna Taylor. And I'm going to leave it at that. What do you think about that?
We about to get into some stuff over here. All right.
I want to know
So
what you think. I want to know what you think about that. I just find it
what?
interesting. I just
What
find
I
it
want?
interesting.
What I want to know about a race trader? What's my thoughts about?
No, no, not the race trading. That goes on all the time. And that, mixing is okay and marrying who you love
Oh,
is okay and stuff. So why would
love
black
is
why
love.
would black people have a problem with this DA?
Uh,
Why? And then say he's
so
compromised because he's married to something else. So
something else. Something else. Yeah, that's his thing.
right.
If I ever
Like
seen one, that's
that's
a
all I
real
want to
thing.
know. As
Right.
if they're
Yeah.
saying there's no validity to it, that it doesn't matter who somebody is.
Well,
So you look like a hypocrite. That's what you look like.
who
I'm
says
speaking to
it?
black people.
Who says it doesn't matter? Which one? So are they saying the
Um,
same people who say it doesn't matter are now saying this, or is it a
yes,
fancy
yes,
split?
and the majority of black people who think this way, the majority of black people that think this way,
Mm,
um, will come and say, well, you're racist, says, I can't be racist. I love myself.
mm.
I love myself. Do
But you,
you love
if
yourself?
you love yourself, then you would love who you marry, and they would look like you.
Mm-hmm.
You would love yourself
Exactly.
enough to find somebody who can weather this storm with you. Nobody else can identify.
That's right.
I don't care how much fried chicken they ate. How much hip hop they listen to. We always get associated with identification with degeneracy. Yo, such and such smoke weed and listen to hip hop. Like is that blackness? Is blackness relegated to this sort of improper behavior? Is that what we associated?
Who says
Black
it's
people.
improper?
You know,
This
like,
is.
but that's what I'm saying. Like years and years and years of an ancestral sojourn in a place where we were stolen
Mhm.
and brought to.
Mhm.
You know, the validity for an outsider. This is the qualification for them. You
Mhm.
know, so this is what they come with. You know, oh, they ain't white, they light skin. You know, all of them ain't like that. They start talking about all of them. You can't put all of them in the same category as, you know what I'm saying. You know, he grew up like us.
Mhm.
she, all she ever dated was black dudes. She don't even like white dudes. They start talking crazy as hell like that.
Mhm.
You know, so where does that leave everybody else? What about the sister who never left your side? What about the mother who gave birth to you? What about the mother who gave birth to her? What about the mother who gave birth to her? Who was they in regards to this? So, you know, somehow we forget this ancestral connection that connects us back to the Creator. You know, when it you want to be with something other than someone who was fashioned and shaped and molded for you. That's a blessing. That's a gift. There shouldn't even be any conflict. It's civil unrest in the mental in regards to who you think you are versus who you are at war with one another for your mind. And all everybody else got to do is wait to play it out. And if they're the sympathizer at the end of your battle, this is who you're going to side with. So if that dog or that rat or that cat is waiting for you at the end and they accept you, that's all that has to happen. You abandon everything else. Yeah, so this is interesting. This is real interesting. You take a bleached, mixed tamper with amalgamated version versus the real thing.
To that sympathizer, all I have to say to the sympathizers are you were evil from the beginning.
That's right.
That's all I have to say about that.
That is right.
Anybody who comes from somewhere else and try to mix themselves into somebody else's business, I
Hmm.
consider that to be a mixie as well. The evil
That's right.
one. That's what I
Right.
consider. It's also a spiritual thing, and people don't see that. But I just find it interesting that black people will now come and say he's compromised. He should not be on the case. He's married to something else.
Right.
You know, like why would they say that, right? That shouldn't even come out. That should not even come out because you can love whoever you want to love, and you can and be with whoever you want to be, and it just does not affect anything or anyone.
I
So
like the
yeah, I'm stuck on
investigative
that.
approach at least right now. You know, at least it looks like, you know, people are actually doing the knowledge to the situation. You know, hats off to them. Better late than never. You know, but I'm paying attention to you. You know, I
Hmm.
seen you yesterday. Oh, before I forget, can I say this real quick?
Speak, teach.
LeBron James made a statement. He made a statement about Breonna Taylor and in his right, raised by a single black mother, has a black wife who been with him since high school, black children, right? He made a statement in the variance of the lane of Al-Haj Malik al-Sabah's brother Wale, affectionately known to the world as Minister Malcolm X. Peace and blessings be upon him. In regards to the black woman, and he made a strong statement in regards to the most disrespected person on the planet is the black woman. In that realm of Minister Malcolm X. So he made a statement. And in wisdom, where I come from, the culture that I come from, wisdom is wise words and wise ways and actions. So his wise words as though they were wise. They did not match his actions. The day before, he had on that collar on his shirt for that thing, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That thing, that dead thing, that little white roach. So today, this is your statement, right? But your statement, as valid as it is not congruent with your action. You can't say the most disrespected person on the planet is the black woman and honor the white dog the day before. Can't do it. You can't do it. Why is she the most disrespected? And whom is she disrespected by? Whom? And who is the number one contributor to the misrepresentation and disrespect of her? Where do they come from? Who are their family members? So we got to look at it a little bit closer.
Did LeBron James say it was Malcolm X that said that?
I don't think he said that.
I didn't think so because there's people running around with that quote and stuff, but not putting Malcolm X. I've noticed that, and I've
Right.
noticed that in black social media that's going around. Like, why are they not putting Malcolm X name there?
Right.
Because they see it as a negative thing because Malcolm is known as being violent, right? And we spoke about
Mm-hmm.
violent and speaking about who said that violence was a negative thing,
Right.
right? Like what I just asked you, like who says that, you know, smoking weed and listening to hip hop music is a bad thing? Who
Right.
said that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and LeBron James is compromised. He's been compromised. He came out, you know, even though, he's married to a black woman. We'll see how long that lasts because they have a tendency of breaking that stuff up. Okay.
Right.
And I'm surprised they let him go this long. Right. He's compromised. He was compromised back when he spoke about Black Lives Matter. I'm not gonna wear that nonsense. He said, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna put it on my jersey. You can forget it. Nobody invited me to the meeting, whatever. And then and then a short time later, he's walking around with a Black Lives Matter cap on his head and playing basketball. So somebody got him into a room and was like, look, bruh, you gonna wear this, you know, and you're gonna wear it proudly. And this is what he did. So I'm not surprised that, he would honor some uh baby killer supporter, and she's probably killed a number of her own babies, and then over there advocating for the murder of other babies, unborn babies, um, for other races of people, yet fighting for only white women's rights. I'm not surprised that he would do that the day before speaking on Breonna Taylor. People expected him to speak about Breonna Taylor. I think that's what it is. And he came up with that nonsense and didn't even call attention to the person who said that, who brought that truth out, and it sticks today. But then again, it only sticks or they only bring it up when they feel like it. So the black woman is disrespected uh, here and there. It's not all the time. And that's people's thought process when they use that quote. So I don't deal with people who use quotes from, our true leaders, our real leaders. I don't, because I know how they talk in other ways. So yes, it has to do with people's actions and the way people speak. I can't take you seriously. I can't. And it's not me being combative or anything, but it's me calling you out because you're not for your own people. What you're trying to do, you're trying to appease everybody else while still trying to, uh, I guess, I don't even call it like them promoting themselves. It's just trying to appease the black people see me say this, then they won't be on me too hard. They're not gonna come for me if I say this. And once again, he's appealing to your ignorance, black people. He's not gonna. He knows that you're not gonna see what he look for what he did yesterday. But guess what? There's some of us that do. Some of us that watch and see who has our best interests at hand. And I'm gonna tell you right now, LeBron is compromised. He can't say nothing. He no longer, or if he ever did, represents the black community. He's not a voice. He's not a leader of. He does not speak for the black community. And why? It's because I said so. Okay. And as a black person, an African person, and from where we come from, we know right from wrong. And where I come from, there's no respect of persons. Anybody can come up and tell you that you're wrong. And that's what I do. Um,
Somebody came
so
over here just to give us a thumbs down.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah,
them.
yeah, absolutely. And that wasn't until I got on the horn, man. Like, look, it's one of them baby sympathizers. You know what I'm saying? Or one of those cooned out,
That
Negroes.
quick. Like
Yes, yes. Tell me what I said that was wrong. Leave a comment. Put in the
they ain't
chat.
gonna leave,
Whatever. I'll have the discussion.
they ain't gonna leave no comment. That was funny. They pulled up like thumbs
I
down.
told you. I've been noticing that. Yeah, it's happening more frequently now, man. Like somebody hurt.
Oh man. I don't blame them though. If I felt like that, I'd be pushing thumbs down too.
How you gonna use a quote from a person that says by any means necessary we gonna get our freedom and our liberation, and then don't name them? You playing
Right.
games.
Yeah.
You
And you
can't
had that
speak about. And this is what
and
I
you had
say
that
when
collar on the day before.
right, right. You cannot speak. You cannot speak about our leaders. And I've said this in the past. You cannot. If you
And you
don't
gonna act
rock
like
like them, you can't speak like
we
them.
ain't see you the day before.
Right, right. I've been told you about LeBron. I told you when this whole Black Lives Matter started. I told you. Flip flop.
Hey, they name your price. They come to you with it.
He
Okay.
cared more about his money and his fame and his basketball. Probably more than his wife. At the end of the day, we'll see. Like I said, we shall see. We shall see. People didn't think it could happen to Michael Jordan. People thought it couldn't happen. Oh gosh. He was so in love with Juanita, and Juanita was his right hand and all this stuff. What look at him today. Look at that piece of crap today.
Mm-hmm. DMX had that song. In that line of that song, he said, "I sold my soul to the devil, and the price was cheap." It's cold on this level, and it's twice as deep. He was talking about the game, like all of that. Like he really wished he ain't never did what he did. Like, oh man. You heard
They
Snoop and
got
Murder with the Case, like those. That tell you they get inside that industry, you don't get out. You do not get out unscathed. Eddie Griffin was talking about that. You don't leave the industry unscathed.
well, the devil will tell you that you're expendable and that you're replaceable. So if you don't
Right,
take my offer, oh well, I'll go to the next person. That's the
right,
problem.
right,
You're giving him all the power. Oh well. If all of us said no, he'd be nowhere.
right. The conditions got to be set for you to say yes, to where it look like you don't have no other option.
Because you don't know your worth.
Right,
Because guess what? In our way of life, all of our lives are supposed to matter, in our, what I'm saying? But they know that we don't think that way. I showed the other night that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had enemies of her own coming up against her that mopped the floor with her. with this gender equality, this, what they call them gender equality day, because it wasn't called that. It was called equal rights for white women. They kept the white out, but their actions and their responses to black women who said, look at my look at my race. I'm having trouble over here. Can you help us? And they said flat out, no. No, no, Negro, no. This is about us. They had to fight their own. And they're almost like, listen, man, you are weakening our race when you do this. And we're not having it. You take away the power from our men, we fall. This is what they told those Ruth Bader Ginsburgs out there. And these silly, silly black women running around paying homage to the devil. She's a straight up devil. What she and what did she say about the civil rights movement? It was just a back of the bus type of thing. It don't matter. It's not, what I'm fighting for, what I'm saying, it's better than that. Like, that's ridiculous, That
Well, she
don't
could have
matter.
changed. Okay, she could have changed. People change.
Never. Never. She sat right up there as a chief justice, and she even entertained any of these cases that we're talking about today.
She could have changed.
None. None. Was she a fighter or advocate of civil rights? No. Zero. Nope. And whoever's saying that nonsense got to show me how. Now people can say whatever they want. The media can say whatever they want. People can say whatever they want, but you're gonna have to show me how. Like I told you, I did simple research and came with this. Simple.
D Red, what's good? D Red called us on a late night. D Red, the blue collar scholar.
They bank on you forgetting. Scriptures say, remember. All throughout the day, remember. Remember not to destroy yourself, black people. And we keep doing it. We keep forgetting. Like, when will we learn? What did Ruth say? Ruth called us something, she said, as for the other people, they are as like spittle. That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. Okay? So, you know, I know what the scriptures say now. It says, stupefy yourselves and be stupid. That's what it says. Go ahead. Stupefy yourselves and be stupid. Go ahead. So, I just wanted to get on that and talk about that DA because, of course, Brianna got no justice or whatever. But if you know how the law enforcement work, you understand she would never get it. Not in that situation that she was in.
Good, D Red, how you? They be ready for war. They be ready for war, like we believe them. They believe they self for a second though. They be dead. They be dead ass for like 20 seconds. Then they be like, oh, you meant today? I was watching that Cat House of Comedy tour. They did that little excerpt of 300 when he was
Which part?
when they was talking about 300 men against 100,000 Persians. And they made that little noise and they did all that screaming in the background.
Yep.
And he started looking around. And he gave that hard little and he was like, for this battle, I'll need my special sword. And he hauled ass off and left him over there. That's what they be talking about until it's time. You don't want to leave, and you don't want to do what it costs to stay. So what are you talking about? Nothing. Nothing at all. And you get the minimalist, like y'all ain't in his position or this. It's always we ain't never in somebody's position. But they talking about us. They not talking about themselves in the position that they in. They talking about us. They talking about the people who ain't in the position that they in. How did you grab this headline? Who would she be to you at any other time? Nobody. You know. So it's crazy.
Only when it's convenient, yeah. Only when it's
Yeah,
convenient.
right. Yeah, okay. This is a way. You know. It's I was on with Renee and Psycho on them earlier and I was talking about hashtag 51st dates, you know. You mad for a day and then the next day, like what happened? You wake up the next day like, oh, you tore up the whole city last night. I did. When? I don't remember that. From one extreme to the next, that goldfish memory, you know. And your enemies still tell you when to get upset, when to be happy, when to be upset, when to go to the club, when to do any of this, all this other stuff. Right?
Because they make the rules. Yeah.
Right. You have to behest. So be angry about this. Let me show you this video. Let me make sure this video get everywhere. Get mad about this. Oh,
They
let me
tell
show
you
you this.
what's good and what's bad.
Right. Get happy about this. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy? Okay. Look what I did for you. Black Lives Matter. Look at the streets. You still angry? You can't be. You can't be. I told you your life matters now. Okay? Is that what you were looking for? That's what you were looking for. That's why you were marching in the streets. That's why I joined you out there in the streets. That's why I locked arms with you. I could kill you and take a knee with you in the same day. You know that? I could take a knee with you in the same day. Like now we're all taking knees. So what does your knee mean now? Does your knee matter? Your knee? No, all knees matter. You see my knee? I'm taking a knee with you. After I took a knee on your fucking neck. Okay? I took a knee on your neck. I killed you. I made a video about it. Made the video go around. And then when you show up to protest, who gave you bricks? I did, okay? Who gave you the signs? I did. Who was there? I was there. And I was on the other side too. See that? Now they understand our plight. This was the talk. Remember they was talking that shit? Now they understand our plight. They get it. They finally get it. People can change. Your cousin can't change. Your cousin wasn't shit for 50 years. But these people can change. Because you look at them as people and think that they can change. You ain't talking to your sister. Oh, me and that B don't get along. You ain't talking to your sister. Oh, me and my mother, we went out on speaking terms. You and your mother not on speaking terms. Yeah, we beefing right now. Oh, what? I don't even remember. You out in the street with your open enemy with your arms locked. Man. So this situation right here with Breonna Taylor, her family got $12 million from what I heard. That's what's floating around. That's the number. So what position does that put everybody else who would risk their life, who risking their life around the country? Not the people who posting about it. The people who going to war about it. Police was shot yesterday. What about them? What's going to happen with them? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to them cops, them people that shot them cops in LA and these other places that are slowly making it to the mainstream news? Officer down in these places. What's happening with that? What about those of us who are convinced that justice comes at nightfall? What is going to happen with them? This is where confusion comes in. There can't be an outcry for justice and a receipt. And wherever you see that deceitful little fucker at, you already know something else is going down. Benjamin Crump. When you see that little bastard somewhere, when you see that little miscreant that fixes it. And Fix has been in for 8 years now. I've seen him with Trayvon Martin family. Then every place they go, any of the high profile cases where death is involved, that bastard is there. Y'all better pay attention. Just pay attention. Just wait. They always show up. And there's always a payment arranged. There was an undisclosed amount before the news really broke the story for the Martin family from the housing association, not from the police or the city, from the housing association. Undisclosed amount of millions already paid. I know people that went to jail because of that. They went to jail. They're like, oh, y'all ain't do nothing to George Zimmerman. Oh, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. No people went to jail. Every time something happened to Mir Rice family, every time something happened, people went to jail. Shit went down. They went to jail. So it's just a lot of little stuff that go on behind the scenes that happen in these cases that nobody get no story about. Nope, they don't get no story about that. Because you know why? There ain't none of the miscreants that show up. When all the cameras is there and they pop up. There was somebody long before Benjamin Crump that was on the scene. And that bastard is still running around. Still being the little bastard that he is. And they love him, Sass. They love the shit out of him. He can't do no wrong. All the midst of all this death and devastation going on and all these people getting cased up and locked up, he ain't never been in no bracelets. And they love him. They love that boy. They love that boy. There's people that they say they love more than him ain't around because that bastard has something. But, you know, ain't no combo for that. Because we love rats and snitches more than we love righteous men and women. That's why. We love rats and snakes and snitches, agents and provocateurs and transformers and all this other shit more than we love righteous men and women. Because you can't control a righteous man or a righteous woman. You can't control them. They can't be bought. They can only be sold. So you never know what a righteous person will say. You can't control that. Someone that's controlled by vice, all you got to do is present them with their vice of choice, and you have their allegiance. So these are the situations that confront us. Go back and watch Belly and see how easy it was to get Tommy off the streets and get him into the organization and get him in the room along with the minister to kill him. It ain't take nothing. It didn't take nothing at all. That's how easy it is to get a gunman in the crowd. It's easier if they're already in the organization. Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's right. I was in I'm hearing my echo, but anyway, I was in the city on the Sabbath, and I was going through Times Square, because I was acting all brand new. I haven't been, yeah, and got caught up in I don't even know why I even did that, but I was riding on, and they closed off a lot of streets, due to pandemic or whatever. But I found myself on 44th and 8th, no 7th, 44th and 7th, and I see this big old advertisement up there, and it was of a black New York cop. I said, "Look at this here," and I took a picture of it. And I'm glad I did, because I just remembered I did that because I'm taking screenshots of things that I see to help me to remember what I need to speak about, especially in my class and everything. And when I get up on here and when I'm around, places on the internets, right? And on the bottom of this advertisement, it says paid for by what does it say, by the Heritage Action for America, right? So when you look them up, it's a white conservative organization. It says, "We're growing the conservative movement. Fight for America. Join us and be part of the solution." And over here, it says, it says right on the main page of the website, it says, "No police, no peace. A lawful society free from mob rule and violent insurrection is not possible without law enforcement. Our elected officials need to back the blue." Right? So in their ad, they're showing you a black cop. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? I'm not going to answer that. I already know the answer. You already know the answer. I'm just putting that out there into the universe, for people to deal with and look into that. Uh, why would they use a black cop? Why would they put their billboards? And they say, if you want to know where our billboards are, here they are in New York City. They got them in Dallas. It says become a sentinel. They call themselves sentinels. Now, do you know what a sentinel is? And I know that we spoke about that. It says become a sentinel. Join a grassroots army. Listen to this. They call them, oh gosh. Join a grassroots army of committed conservative activists on the front line against the liberal agenda. So they are an army and they're up against liberal ideas and all of these things, which is a farce because we know the liberals support police. We know this. They are the biggest cops ever, right? So between this ad and what's coming out of their mouths, calling themselves an army, they're going to fight against mob rule, and violent insurrection. So they're already telling you what's going down. They already told you this is a war on black people. And if you can't see that through this ad, well, yeah, okay. So I said I wasn't going to answer it, but I just answered it. Okay, war on, try to justify this one. Let's call you that. And I'm gonna just be blunt about it. I be trying to be nice to people and not really hurt their feelings, like, especially black people, because I try to give, um, I try to show some mercy because I know they're ignorant as hell. So anyway, so I just wanted to bring that out as well, um, in regards to what you're talking about. What do you think about that?
I think these people, well, these things are seeking to insulate themselves for a stay execution, and they're using colorable language to shroud and to speak directly to them entities to garner their support. Um, there's been a civil war now since, I say, the last 100 years, and it's been them against them, and we keep trying to find a way to get in between on both sides, just like that other civil war, to get in between on both sides. And both of them are promising us something for our service. We use that term. And the war between them is for us, as it was in the original Civil War. You know, there's a lot of layers to that shit too, but you know, for these kinds of allegiance, this calls people to task that are in these positions. They're not in positions of power. They're in positions of positional authority. And with that comes some rights, rights, and benefits that they have grown accustomed to. You know, since the soldier was talking about, you know, power versus powerful. And she made that distinction. She's like, you know, you see a black mayor, a black police chief, or a black governor, whatever, you know, they're in a position of power, but they're not powerful. They're puppets on the string. So, in allegiance to whatever their flag is, this is how they're moving. They can't have no allegiance to us and them at the same time. It would have been gone already. You have to choose a side. And they've chosen a side. So even with that billboard is another thing to show and see where your allegiance is. So now they have one side that's operating under colorable law and the other side that's operating under vigilante justice. So who did Batman work for?
The city of Gotham.
The commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
The regular police was trying to get him, right?
Yep.
So he was like vigilante justice for the police force, and the police didn't know that he was on their side. That's how deep cover shit work like that. So you got vigilantes that's out here, some from sanctioned and bought and paid for by the police, and others that's just out here, you know, because something happened to them, and they're able to use them in a certain kind of way, to be led in that kind of way. Like he gave a fuck about Gotham. These people don't give a damn about, you know, these things are not as deep in the reins. And this is what that movie showed, what that series showed. There's variances and levels of people you're gonna have to face along that way. And what do you do with somebody who don't give a fuck about nothing? And you're supposed to care about something. And the thing that they use to cripple you is what you care about, what you claim you love. You're gonna have to prove it. So, you know, when you see statements like that and you see these billboards right there, this is telling that black person on that picture, remember who you swore allegiance to.
That's all it is. Yep. That's all it is.
This blue or that black?
Because we're going to come for you.
We're going to come for you. Mm-hmm. And we're going to put you in situations to see what you do. And if you fail the test, you're going to die there.
Right. They call themselves the armies. And they call their recruits sentinels. But they want to stop mob rule and violent insurrection.
Right. That's colorful language.
War.
Right. Yeah. You can approach that from any kind of vantage point, but you can't use insurrection with any other people.
Right. Exactly.
Mob rule is them.
Right. But they have to put that in there.
Right. Mob rule is them 100%. But they're not going to approach them the same way they approach insurrectors.
Right. That's right. Hence the black cop in the big ass billboard in the middle of Times Square. Yeah.
Shit, that's Boys in the Hood right there. You think you talk.
Yep. They not playing no games. These people, that's what
What
they
was that Boys in
saying.
the Hood? Or was that Minister Society? Was that Minister
That was
Society?
men. That was Boys in the Hood.
Oh, that was Boys in the Hood, and then the other one was
Hmm.
Minister Society when they beat their
Right.
ass and dropped them off in the
Right. Hmm.
Mexican neighborhood.
Yeah. They wanted them dead when they did that. Yeah.
Right. And then look. You see the little fake shit with John Singleton with the little fake shit. Oh, who was that? The twins that did that? Minister
It was a
Society?
it was the twins on those white. I'm gonna say they white.
Yeah.
They ain't no
And
mixies. They
they
worse.
they said they put it in the script that the Mexicans helped them and actually called the you know, you get the fuck like come on.
Hmm.
Come on.
Yeah. Those
Like
who know
that's for
know.
outsiders. Like outsiders would be like, oh, that's good. No, that shit would have never
Right.
happened.
That's what I'm saying. Those who know. Right. Because
Yeah.
to other people, they would have no idea.
But it was good for the movie.
Right. Then
You
let me see. Wait a
better go
minute.
watch Blood In Blood Out in American V and see what them gangs really because them gangs started in prison. You better fucking see what's going on.
You don't have to even go that far. What was that movie that all black people saw? Low Down Dirty Shame. Right there. He told you the truth in that movie.
But you
In
got to
East
see them in
LA.
their element though. Like
Yeah.
them other joints, American Meat.
Yeah, American Me is another, yeah, obviously,
That's
but
Mexican mafia shit. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. That
So
don't exist. That don't exist.
right,
These are
it
good
don't exist.
people. These are good enemies, and
Yeah.
these illegal aliens are great or whatever. Ask those white folks down at the border,
Right.
who's at war with them on a daily basis.
Hey, on a regular, on a
Regular
regular,
basis. Yep,
they got armored vehicles patrolling that border for a reason.
that's right. Yep, there's a reason for it, but people who don't know will say, uh, you know, the Republicans or whoever's in the White House hates, illegals and yeah, well, damn, they have a good reason to. Okay, they have a
Did they
good
have that
reason
lady as
to.
chief of police? I think she lasted like 3 days or a week.
Yes, something like that. It's war down there on that. It's not just a wall, man. I mean, if you have never been down there and you've never seen it or you have no idea what it's about, you can't say nothing about anything have to do with immigration in that capacity.
And we used to be good over there. We used to be good. We wasn't getting kidnapped over there. For ransom.
Yep,
You ain't even in Mexico. You in Juarez getting kidnapped
that's
right
right.
outside a
Whereas
military installation.
what I don't like about when they start talking about war beds, they're only showing you. They will show you like white Mexicans being, white Mexican women being abducted and made out of slaves and everything. We know it's black people who stuck in those conditions down there. By those
Right,
those Mexican Europeans. They are nothing but
right.
Europeans
That's
in
it.
Juarez. So whoever's telling that story, every time I hear about that, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is ridiculous. But this is what they do to make it seem like they're in the bondage and they're in all this. Nah, man, y'all need to.
Right.
People who don't know should not even like. I don't even attempt to speak on anything I don't know about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thoroughly don't know about. I have not seen with my own eyes.
Hmm.
I just don't. I just don't. Oh, the wall, and it's a reason for this wall. Oh, it's a political little but nah, man. No. No, no. You let them come in here and rule, you're gonna be at war. That's a whole nother addition to what we going through because they gonna come for black people.
Is
They
there
already hate
a
us.
is there a literal wall when they say thin blue wall? Is
Then
there a
what?
physical wall you can see when they talk about thin blue wall, like blue wall of silence?
No, but
You know what it is though.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So
But
it's
hmm
thin. So it's not something to where you can see it, but if you run up against that motherfucker, it could kill you. You see what I'm saying? You somewhere in a situation pinned down and you need help. Let them blue wall of silence and leave your ass out there for dead.
Well, you know what? Well, you know what? It's not all Mexican people. It's not. It's not all illegals. It's not all of them. Knowledge is not. It's just still a few of them who are, like that. You can't say that about everybody else. But guess what? They say that about all black people.
Right.
When they talking about one German, they talking about all Germans. Stop. Y'all need. I mean, come on, man. Fantasy world, fantasy world, or they're looking at a world as how they want it to be. But guess what? It can't be how you want it to be until you're in charge. Black people. This is the part they don't understand. So this one of this is one of many white conservative organizations. So I won't even put conservative on it because it's all white organizations who speak like this, who's against violent insurrection. They're talking about you. So they're gonna stop you. You'll never be in charge ever. So you will never see a place where, a place that you want to see. Essentially, you'll never see it. You'll dream about it. You'll dream about it. And even Martin Luther King Jr. had to let that dream go. So if you want to be stuck on stupid, then go ahead, be stuck on stupid. But guess what? Y'all have to first understand that what we say goes. That our political um, uh, ideas and our philosophies and our way of life is superior to everybody else's. That's what we need to understand first. That's what we need to understand. We make the rules. It's our rules for our people. And historically and culturally, that's how we have always been. All the way back to the continent where we come from. It's always been that way. So until we can understand that, we're going to stay in this condition.
They said effort today. Like, you're not about to see him today talking this shit.
Well, I just wanted to bring that up because obviously I had that in my phone because I was looking at it one day with somebody. Um, because I'm like, look at this here. I just needed to see it. I didn't even have to read nothing or go nowhere, but I already knew what it was about. But I needed to take and show what this was about, written in their words, and how they do things, showing it to you. And then I come across, a sister. I know, the sister's probably, you know, um, she was genuine, and she's coming from a place of hurt when she said this. This is a popular quote from this sister in Black youth, Black Instagram, and everybody was sharing it and stuff. And I saw it, so I said, let me screen capture this so I can talk about this thing here. She said, this is just a regular Black person like me. She said, if your soul is so planted in your ideology, politics, and opinions that you are no longer, quote unquote, move with passion, move with compassion, move with compassion. She used the word compassion. You've created a God of your own image. Now, that needs to be broken down because she's highly misinformed. So, uh, what God is she talking about? A God of your own. So, who is she comparing you to? And she's probably talking about the white God, the standard. That's what she's talking about. When you are no longer moved with compassion, and she's speaking to the people who have no compassion for Breonna Taylor. That's what she's talking about. But then at the same time, you could use this as a general quote for anybody. And when you use it on your own people, because we will use this thing on our own people, which is sad, right? We will use that, right? Compassion. she's showing that she shows compassion, and probably compassion for all. That is the problem. Showing pity to where you compromise yourself, to where you compromise your soul. She said it's soul. Your soul is planted in ideology. Your ideology, politics, opinion of your own people. That you're no longer moving compassion. You've created a God of your own image. That white God has been ruling for a minute now. So I don't know what she's talking about. And because black people have so much compassion for everybody else, guess what? We're getting ourselves killed over it. So if you have your own ideology, your own opinions, and your own policies, then you are of the devil. That's basically what she's saying. And that's just, that's just false. That's just false. All of these things uh is what brings, the presence of God. It just does. Your belief system is very important. It's supposed to it's supposed to grow you, like improve your existence, your everything about you is supposed to do that. If it doesn't, then you're following the wrong God. Point blank. What do you think about that?
What I think about what you just said right there.
Yeah, yeah, about this quote I read here. She's speaking to white people not having any compassion. And because she's black, she's showing compassion right there by even telling them that they have no compassion. The compassion part, to have a pity for your enemy or anybody who's hurt, especially your enemy.
Read that one more time. What you said? She's asking what? I need to hear
No,
it again.
she didn't
Maybe I
ask
missed.
anything. She made a statement, and this was in
What was the statement?
regard to Brianna. She
Uh
said,
huh.
"If your soul is so planted in your ideology,
Your soul.
po- yeah, your soul." This is what she said.
Hmm.
Yes, it's planted in
Okay.
your ideology,
Uh huh.
politics, and opinions
Uh.
that you are no longer, quote unquote, move with compassion.
Mm.
You've created a God of your own image.
So, what is your ideology? Political,
Right,
and what was the other one? Opinion. What
right,
else are you supposed to create from that?
right.
What comes from that? What fuels your ideology, your politics, and your opinion? Your culture, your belief system, right? And if your culture and your belief systems are akin with the devastation and destruction of the same people that you are trying to appeal to, you say, I'm trying to appeal to what? A soul?
Yep,
You're trying to put compassion in a soul, right? Like, so that's heart, that's feelings, right? Heart is akin to mind and brain, right? So when you
right,
say heart, you say you're talking about your mind, right? What's in their mind, and how do you approach a thing that has world domination, devastation, and destruction on their mind, in their behavior, in their politics, and in their opinion? How dare you approach that thing with compassion? How else do you appeal to a rabid dog? Since we was talking about El Hajj Miguel Shabazz, brother on Wilder Minister Malcolm X. How else do you approach a rabid dog? Do you approach a rabid dog with compassion? You can see the fangs of the dog. It's showing you its teeth. Oh, that rabid dog just needs a hug. Okay? No, that rabid dog needs to be put down. Because wherever that rabid dog goes, it's going to seek to devour something. or someone, harm someone. So you're seeking to appeal to a nature that does not exist in a thing, that moves about instinctually. So you would think because you have a soul and that you have compassion, that everything else that exists has the same rules and structure that you go by. They don't. And when they see you like that, they see you in the state of food and they're going to devour you.
When have they ever had compassion? That's one
Right.
side of it. Like when had like I don't even understand, but I don't even pay attention to that nonsense. I mean, it got so many like views and shares, and it was ridiculous. But on the flip side, as Black people, it's because we have too much compassion. This is why we're destroyed. We have compassion for the wrong person first, the wrong people first.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say we don't have enough. We don't have enough compassion.
No, for our
Because
own, for
compassion,
our
because
own.
compassion will lead you to fight.
Right, for our own. See, that's what I'm
Right,
saying. We
like
have
real
first for
compassion will
them.
have you out waging war. And then you get people who be half-hearted and they say, "I'm not telling you to go out." Oh shit! Well, what are you doing then? What are you doing?
Yeah, but
You
why
know,
should the enemy have pity on you?
right?
What,
Who the
what did
fuck are you?
what's
Right?
the name?
I said that to a group of people one time. I said, "Who the fuck are you that God should help you? Who are you
Right.
that God should help you? Who are you?" God was with those who was fighting, and every time we fought, God was with us.
Mhm.
That's like when you want to get God's attention, fight.
Yep.
You want to get God's attention, or you want to get the God's attention. You want to get whomever. You want to get your ancestors' attention. You want to get nature's attention. Fight and see what happens. Fight, fight. God wasn't accepting Cain's offering, right?
Yeah, for some reason, yeah.
Cain killed his brother, and he got God's attention, didn't he?
Mhm. Yep.
God came right to Cain, like, "Yo,
What's up, bruh?
what up, yo? What's good?
Yep.
Where your brother at?" And then he started talking shit, like, "Ain't my brother's keeper." Oh, you a killer now? Okay, Kang. I'm gonna send you where the killer's at. Don't get scared now. You a killer, right? I'm gonna send you where the killer's at. God talked to Cain on some scared straight shit. You know, they had the little program. They send you over there to the jail and shit. You on the criminal path. They send you around some criminals, and all of a sudden you ain't no criminal no more. Or you a killer. Send you where some killers be at over there. And he went to that land and he ain't fight nobody. He ain't kill nobody. You know what he did to survive in that land? He took a wife. You go to somebody's hood like, "Yo, who you here to see?" You better start shouting some fucking names out, or they gonna devour your ass. Who you here to see? Word. She come out like, "Leave him alone. He good, y'all." That's the hood right there. That's the hood.
I was trying to go to Instagram because I wanted to read something to you. Um,
Go
I
ahead.
got
Go ahead.
I was wanting to get into it with Black Instagram or whatever because you had informed me about some things some time ago about a particular person
Mm-hmm.
and I had gotten into I had to make a comment on it. But just to get back to the sister who came with that comment, um, she sounded like a liberal, okay, picking up those those sympathetic liberal ideas, because liberals, white liberals are not on our side. They just sympathizers who make you believe that they're on your side, right? I bet you she supports all of their ideas, all of their opinions, their ideology, all those things like pro choice, you know, like the killing of unborn babies. I can almost say that she's one of those supporters, but the hypocrisy, right? Where's the compassion at for that? And that that's just an open question. Um, so I was trying to get to Instagram because I wanted to read it, but for some reason it's just like kicking me off of here, this platform when I'm trying to get it. So it was a picture of, I believe it was I don't know if it was Ozzie Davis's birthday or whatever, but they put him a picture of him and Ruby D up there. And the caption was explaining how Hollywood was racist and stuff like that, and how they came into it, and how they were able to, leap over, you know, um, the black problem or whatever, while still doing um, movies and and acting and stuff, while also being a part of the civil rights movement or whatever. And dang, I want to get to it because I wanted to read the post. Let me see if I can do it. Because of course, I should have took a screenshot of it. It'll just make things easier. Um, Let me get to it. Okay, here we go. All right, you're still there, right? I see the time going because before the time had stopped. Okay, all
That's
right. So I hear you. All right, so let me get to it. Let me read this real quick because I took screenshots because um it's just easy for me. All right, so the post was dealing with Ozzy or whatever, and of course, me, I have to come in with my commentary because everybody's bigging it up, calling it black love and stuff like that. It just glossing over what the guy said in his caption underneath the picture that he posted. Talking about Ozzy Davis and Ruby D being a part of the civil rights movement, MLK and Malcolm X and blah blah blah. But people just focused on the black love thing, which is cool, but not paying attention to the other things that was being said. So um let me see, I made the comment because you had put me on to what really happened. I said Ozzy had ill words for Malcolm X in public while he was alive, and then spoke at his funeral as if he adored him, shaking my head. That's what I said, right? And of course, only one person replied to me. And this person said, many who were MLK sympathizers thought of his approach unattractive until their nonviolence got them tired, sick, and tired of the continued brutality of blacks, coupled with Malcolm X's small shift after his Mecca trip, including MLK. A lot of Hollywood faction of the movement embarrassed and respected the works of Malcolm X. This is what was this was the response. And of course I didn't get of course I had to clap back. I didn't get no response after that. I said, please link me to where I can hear and read about this small shift, the so-called small shift that Malcolm made from Malcolm himself, right? Because the stance has never changed. So what are you talking about? um and of course I brought up other things to support what I was saying or whatever, but um they made mention that, so basically Ozzy changed his mind too, or whatever. He got tired of, um, being sick and tired or whatever. And then, and then apparently the small shift in, the way, when Malcolm came back from Mecca or whatever, so he had like a small shift. I guess he was shifted to the white side, saying they're not all bad or whatever. You know how that whole thing that they talk about and stuff. This guy, I didn't like this guy's response at all, because it kind of made me upset. You know,
He going based off the movie and the book.
So basically, that is what Ozzy was referring to when, he was speaking ill of Malcolm X because of his small shift. I said, really? Okay, so that was the reason for it. If you didn't know.
Man, fuck Ozzy Davis. Forever.
If you didn't
The
know,
fuck?
you know. Because they made mention, he spoke at Malcolm X's funeral. That was in the caption. So, of course, I had to take the liberty,
Oh,
you know.
man. Venomously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a devil that spoke at Dr. Collins' funeral. A piece of shit, devil, bastard ass motherfucker. He spoke right there. And they loved him. They loved him. And he's dead now. And the other bastard who's supposed to be dead with him spoke at his funeral. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
My teacher, one of the teachers who taught me Islam, did Malcolm X's burial service. May he rise in power. Imam Haji Sham Jabba. He was one of my teachers. He wrote a book, I Buried Malcolm X. I can go get the book. He taught Malcolm Islam from 1960 to 1965. The first time Malcolm went to Mecca was in 1959. After he came back from Mecca, he became his teacher. 1960 to 1965. When did he leave the Nation of Islam? 63. When did he go back to Mecca? 64. When did he transition? 65. So all of this other stuff in regards to Malcolm leaving us and Professor James Small coming in at the young age, being the first imam of the Muslim Mosque Incorporated and being the first leader of the Organization of African American Unity after Malcolm's departure, and the responsibility at the age of 25 to secure his family and his legacy against all of these interlopers and infiltrators is validated by my teacher and the army that came along with it. Our army from the 60s on into his transition. So there's differences. There's a lot of shit that's there. And when you see that video from Malcolm, not that fucking raggedy ass, disgusting ass book of him coming back from Mecca, one of those reporters asked him about integration. And he never said anything about integration out of his mouth. But this is the game that they play. So now you have to argue against $30 million of Jewish money into a film that was based off a book. Both were lies. Now you got to argue with somebody about a movie. You got to argue with somebody about a book that they say changed their life. They all were lies and they were wrong. I say, oh, did you read Growing Up X? No, I didn't read Growing Up X. Oh shit, that came from his family, from his daughters, and the research on their family, saying that they came up in Canada and they spoke multiple languages. Why is there no mention of that? If Alex Haley spoke directly with Malcolm, why is no mention of Canada? You got Garveyites and you got Garvey's descendants, peace be upon him, in Canada to this day. Why there's no mention of that? But they're playing games with your psyche. And they show you a bastard as someone who will have the last word. A bastard like this fucker right here. A drug using, wife swapping bastard like this. This who's going to give the eulogy of a man when he left the streets alone. He left the streets alone forever. But it was a bunch of them that was after to destroy and distort Malcolm's legacy because how hard he went on our enemies. A bunch of them. There wasn't just one. Not just this bastard right here. It was a bunch of bastards that were running around. And you would be surprised because we herald these bastards to this day. Well, he chose truth until his death. And they made sure from that lineage that no men would ever come from that lineage again. Malcolm Shabazz, they made sure he was dead. Only male heir, the grandchild, who wore his name, both of his names that tied him into two worlds, where he had ascended to and who he was responsible for. Malcolm Latif Shabazz, killed in Mexico of all places. Let's pay attention to what the fuck is going on. That was my tirade. Okay. Tirade.
Yeah. I'm good. I've touched on everything. Till Desolini the next time. Because that's a whole nother issue
You got
over
some
there.
Desaline? You got some Desaline love?
I do, but I'm not no.
You want to leave it?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it for next time because that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother issue. Once again,
Well,
I show.
it's the same issue
I
because you know
know,
the
but
bastards they'll come amongst you.
yeah, I
All of
know,
these
but
bastards. Yeah,
it's a little
you want
bit.
to give us some time though.
Yeah, because once
Yeah.
again, this is another example about how I was right and how I am right about everything that I talk about. And that's why I put that Eddie King Jr. Quote up there by my name. You want my spot, know. So I'm
Goddamn
just going to
Flash.
show
Hey,
it in
you know that.
history. Yep.
Flash. when you want to see if blood is coming out of somebody, right?
Mhm.
You look for that flash. And if you're looking to insert something into somebody via IV, you look for that flash, right?
Mhm.
And when you're looking to cook something in the frying pan, You look for that
That
flash, right?
flash. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh shit, flash.
Yep. Because
And when
that's
you
what it's
want
all
to
about.
illuminate something or capture something,
Mm-hmm.
and the lighting is not good, what do you? You hit that flash, right? It's a flash bulb.
Yep. So I just want to show it, you know,
You
how
got to
how
get that. You
mixing
got to get
is
that
a
little clip
detriment.
from Black Panther. Remember that little clip from Black Panther and from Get
Mm-mm.
Out where he froze. Did he
Oh yeah,
freeze?
yeah, yeah. He froze. Yep.
Did
Sure
he
did.
freeze?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They clowned the shit out of him, didn't they? I'm
Yep.
telling you.
They did.
Hey, that African woman can make you look good and make you feel like the lowest piece of shit on earth. You heirs to the throne. They still clowning your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, he took over, right? He took over his first day as king. He had them damn sandals on. His sister was like, "What are those?" Look, that's that gravity to bring your ass back down when you think you're feeling yourself walking around and shit. The people who love you, they gotta make sure you good. The people who don't love you, they're gonna just cross their arms and let you walk past. What are those? Okay,
Our history is rich. I just want to put that out there for those who don't
definitely.
know. And I find, and look, I'm gonna let history tell it. Since I'm the one that's divisive and stuff. Nope, nope, nope. I read it. I read it. It's in our history, and I'm going with that. So yeah, we definitely need another day. And besides, I wanted to hit it from another perspective, another way than what I wanted to kind of like land back off of the minister King Samir and what he because he started talking about Dessalini because we were supposed to be speaking about that, but due to you know,
Due
sleeping
to me,
times and eating
right?
Ben and
My,
Jerry's and,
my, my failure.
crashing. Yeah,
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
dying. Yeah,
technicalities.
right.
We didn't get to it, but the minister started off on it yesterday, and I just wanted to hit it from another perspective. Um, it's, you know, and in the wake of me, teaching African philosophies and things like that, it just goes hand in hand. And I just want to kind of, bring that out in the contradictions that some of, some people that look like us, I'm not going to say they us, but some of the things that they're coming out their mouth with is just making them look like fools, making them look silly. Um, so, yeah, so I just wanted to, bring it
Yeah,
out
we're gonna
from a
deal with
different,
that one
different
of
way.
these days.
Yeah.
We're gonna deal with that one of these days soon, either tomorrow or whatever, or somewhere this weekend. This weekend ain't gonna close without us dealing with that.
Yeah.
I like this. He said, "Greed, our anger is episodic with the dots."
What happened?
Look, this comment right here.
Oh, I got.
From,
Let me pick up my. Wait a minute, 'cause I got it falling over to the side. Hold on.
you see that?
Oh, I see it now. I had got booted, but I'm back.
You see the comment?
Yeah, now I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta get a Five Heartbeats some love too. Shit, I love that movie.
Yeah, because we're going by we just black people need to stop going by the ethics of the enemy and quit demonizing yourselves. Like seriously. I know that's a whole nother way of thinking, but it can be achieved. It can be achieved, and it's so liberating, on a
Cobra Kai,
spiritual level.
Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
Look, I don't want to give out no spoilers, but if you see what happened at the end of last season, you'd be like,
We got to get
now I
into that.
understand.
The Cobra
You
Kai need a whole series. Like I know the Karate Kid series is dry and shit, but that Cobra Kai was like the truth. You know,
That's what made Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. The villain. So the
and
perceived
then
villain.
in
Yeah,
that
the
right in that
perceived villain.
series, during
Hmm.
the later part, he said he was Cobra Kai. That's the ultimate mind job right there. Remember that? Like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
You saw how he moved. He didn't move from no Miyagi Do. He moved from Cobra
Nope.
Kai the whole
Nope.
series.
He was trying to resist himself. He trying
Right.
to go off of his own ideology. He trying to remove
Look,
himself
you
from that.
asked
Yeah.
me about
Hmm.
the Star Wars shit. That's the Star Wars in a nutshell, Daniel. Because he was motivated. Look, he was motivated to defend himself. And the first place that he went to and the last place that he went to was the same place. You remember that?
Yep.
The first place he went to was Cobra Kai.
Hmm.
And the last place he went to, when Miyagi said, I'm not going to teach you
Was
this shit,
Cobra
he
Kai.
went back to Cobra Kai.
Hmm.
The
Yep.
first and the last place he went to was Cobra Kai.
Hmm.
And that shit made a man out of him. And that's what made him successful and all that.
Right. No mercy. Even going up
There was
against
a
his
spiritual
competitors.
center
Hmm.
that Miyagi Do had provided him to learn under Miyagi, right? So that means that both of them was necessary in order for him to be a champion. That killer instinct, but that spiritual balance that he had to be able to return to. So when the physical advantage didn't work, because he tried that crane kick with old buddy in part two, he just beat his ass with that crane kick. Like it didn't mean shit. He had to return to a spiritual center, which was demonstrated by some white belt kata, and they had them fucking little drums that they were, going back and forth with their hands with, right?
Hmm.
And this was something that he had to learn. Like it went beyond your physical for him to be in tune with somebody who was a straight killer, and it's always a situation of acceptance. So his was with his duty. Like he fought with the dude that wanted the respect of his uncle. Because when your society is not interrupted, you want the respect of your elders. So Miyagi and Sato, they fight was over that woman. And then it translated to his nephew and Daniel in regards to their honor. See that? So the shit kind of flipped for them. And then he comes back to old fashioned USFA of part three, where the prototype to what we see for Cobra Kai is shown in Terry Silver, right? So they wanted him to abandon look. They really wanted him just in. So he had to abandon these other things. And they didn't just strip him from him right away. They wanted him to test them out and see what it was and then say, you know, go back to this other side, the spiritual side, and see if the spiritual side is going to give you this. Because if Miyagi would have gave him that, he would have never went back to Cobra Kai. But he had a longing for it. He had a longing for it. So it was just interesting in regards to both of those sides to where they show the parallel as if they were at odds for each other. In actuality, they were in need from one another. And this is why he didn't deny him to go over there and get that training. All he did was repair his broken wounds. So he went over there. He was over there sweeping the leg, and he was busting up his fist. So physically, he had to be in the zone for that. So that was in preparation. So he was providing the other part. So the only way he's in existence is because of both of those sides coming together and both of them choosing him, which doesn't get passed on to the children. They're fractionalized in regards to choosing the side, and they would benefit greatly from both sides of the spectrum. Cobra Kai is the how, and Miyagi Do is the why. So it's like, okay, I could walk away from this fight.
Wrong.
Right. But if I get into this fight, I'm striking first. I'm striking hard. You understand what I'm saying? Like
No
I'm going
mercy. Right.
I'm going to destroy you.
Yep.
You know? So there's kind of like a union in between. And I think they got to get out of their own way in order to usher that in. Because there was no distinction about what he was going to do with the ice and what they did with the bricks. No distinction. Wasn't one over the other one. It was the same thing. It was some kind of gimmick that they were looking for at the selling point at the end to bring more people into their school. And because they resorted to that, one had a better trick over the other one. You can't go at base level and then try to introduce higher concepts. This is how both of them lost their shit. Because you're recruiting from a base. So when you show something in a space to where it's physical, and then they show up to your school, they're looking for something physical. They're not looking for no bullshit. Philosophy. They ain't looking for none of that shit. They looking for that get down. Because that's what you're attracting in. Now, if you were to share some philosophy and you got some philosophical students that came in, like the little skeleton that was up in there, he was ready to learn the philosophy, but he was attracted to the physicality because that's how he was kind of brought in. And he saw what his friends were able to do, and he wanted to do the same thing. But he had a philosophical kind of stance. It was
Who?
the little skinny dude. What's the little fucker name?
The one that talk a lot? The one that
Yeah,
didn't really want to
yeah.
fight?
Yeah, he had the philosophy all together, but he was neutral. He was neutral, and that was his downfall on both sides. Because either way, you got to fight.
Yeah, because that's not real life.
Yeah, That
what he was talking
neutrality will
about.
get you fucked up.
Like
So
that's what
because he didn't fight, somebody had to fight for him. And
right.
then they felt as though that they had to protect him. Yeah, that shit don't work. Neutrality don't work. You choose a side of the battlefield and you fight. And then when it came time to truly get down, he was getting down. There wasn't no neutrality.
This is why when they teach certain types of philosophy, I feel like it's misleading because when you think about Confucius and and all the stuff he was talking about, and which we know Confucius is a school of thought. It's not a person. Um, you need to understand where all these thoughts were coming out of. Um, I refuse to believe that these were um, non-warriors. Okay, you can't have that much impact. Confucianism is a big deal, over there, in that part of the world or whatever. And they couldn't have reached that magnitude if they wasn't laying down, they wasn't getting down with the get down. So yeah, you need the foundations of the survival foundations, um, when it comes to um, your way of life. And that's all philosophy is. It's a way of life. Um, it's all encompassing. You have to have certain things in order to to be. And that's one of the things. Because where would I hear that? Did somebody said something today? Oh my gosh. Of course. I should have wrote it down because it was a good example. It was short, sweet, and to the point. Um, I'll think of it. It was something along the lines of people coming and taking your stuff. So all this niceness and being neutral and everything. Nah, you got to pick a side. Eventually, you have to pick a side, or you're gonna be destroyed. So um, I just want to put that out there. But Johnny was compromised because he stepped off of his foundation, um, because he was trying to basically be something he was not. And that led to his kind of downfall, in the last season. You could see him constantly declining. He started off a certain way. He got motivated to change his life. He went back into that way of life, and then that's what empowered him, like you said. And then you could see the drift. It was like going down, 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 because he started leaving his his way of life behind, his ideology, his foundations and stuff. So yeah, he was moving into a natural way, if you will. And he's paying for it, right? So I want to see what happens in season 3. If they're gonna do us dirty, they probably will. Are you there? Because I don't hear anything. I don't know if I need to go out and come back in. I have no idea. Are you there? Can I be heard? I don't even know, but I think I think it's time. I think we've reached the end. That's what I think, because I think we touched on enough a number of topics.
Cobra Kai,
Right?
Cobra Kai,
Oh gosh,
Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai.
goodness, goodness, goodness.
Look, you remember that clap? Look, if you watch all that Karate Kid shit, you remember this clap right here.
Yeah, that was funny when he did that in this one. That was hilarious. I was like, oh no, he didn't.
He acted like he was about to do some shit and call for a medic. You see that?
Yep.
You know this shit ain't for you. Get your ass out of here. Only thing that was good on that other side was they brought the mama back from Karate Kid.
Oh my god, she ages very well. I will say that for a white person.
She from around the way. I know she had to be from around the way because she wouldn't have.
She went a what?
She from around the way. She wouldn't have aged like that if she wasn't.
Right, she aged pretty well. Like I'm looking at her like she didn't
Look,
even get that much
you
older.
gotta clap them hands like Pat Rita, the dancer.
I always thought that was whack.
Yeah, it was whack. But in ode to that, Jackie
Miyagi
Chan
did
did the
that to make
same
him
shit.
feel better.
Look, Jackie Chan did the same shit with Lil Jaden, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
but
he
they
came
did
out
that.
with look. I think they did that better than the Karate Kid series, and I think that because he was in that movie, he had a little quiet part. They didn't exclude him from it. They didn't exclude him from it. They had him in there, but he had like a little quiet part, and I think that probably kind of sparked that whole resurgence. Because they didn't want Pat Morita in that movie, The Karate Kid. They didn't want him in it. That's a whole story right there. Little dude from Okinawa who didn't speak no language other than English. They didn't want him in it. But he got into character. And there was like some whole other shit that happened from the stories that are told that happened behind the scenes. And like a Pat Morita character, if you look back, he was running around with Red Fox. And we know Red Fox for what Red Fox is famous for. He was running around with Red Fox. So y'all let him away into this whole situation, and also David Carradine too. So before this Karate Kid series, there's somebody by the name of David Carradine who came into that particular zone right there, who had the disrespectful recommendation of Bruce Lee. That's a story. That's a real story. Came into that Kung Fu series, which was a thought child or in the brainchild from Bruce Lee. And they told Bruce Lee that America wasn't ready to see a yellow superhero who beat up white men every week. So they said, Bruce Lee said in jest, consider David Carradine, it would be funny to see a ballet dancer act like a kung fu master every week. Anyone with David Carradine. So that was interesting to find out years ago that David Carradine got that role on the path to not knowing any martial arts, to studying martial arts to a T, based off of a disrespectful referral from Bruce Lee to play a thought form from his mind.
um, yeah, yeah. I don't know nothing about no Mr. Miyagi, but
None of that shit, right? I don't know nothing about that bullshit you was talking about anyway. But
no, I'm just saying like you went into the real life part of it and didn't want him and all that stuff. But the movie was
yeah,
great
I
when I
mean
was
that was
young.
just
I loved Karate
interesting.
Kid.
Right. I didn't think about it. But from to hear from his own mouth, looking back at some of them old interviews and blah blah blah, they were saying that they didn't want him, he wasn't shit and blah 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 and this and this and this and this. And then when he read for the part, they taped it against his, reservations. They taped it. Him and the guy who played John Creasy, they taped their shit and blah 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 blah. And there was in some executive board meeting talking about the whole little shit or whatever, and they play this clip, and he sees this guy, and was like, "Oh, whoever that guy is, that's Mr. Miyagi." Blah blah blah, and this and this. Who the fuck is this guy? And they're like, "That's the guy that you was dead set against." So this is how he gets the role of Mr. Miyagi. So he's telling this story like this is a crazy ass story, right? He's telling this story of how he gets the role of Mr. Miyagi, and he needs everybody else's buy-in. He has to, convince the whole cast up into the chief director for the film based off of his buy-in from John Kreese's character, the actor who played John Kreese. And boom, this is how he goes into it. And the John Kreese guy has his own story on how he got into the role. Like how he has to play this badass special forces guy, blah, 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 blah. And he was waiting for days, and his frustration of waiting for days translated into his role. Like how he is with the little cameos that they show, with the strike fast, strike hard type of mentality, because he was waiting for days for them to actually see him. So he was talking shit to the people that were there. And that's how he got his role as John Kreese. So there's all kind of stories and shit in the background that we would never know if this series didn't come over into where they play an angle from Johnny with the Cobra Kai. They don't do it. We would have never known. So just interesting.
You like those behind the scenes type thing? I don't watch that stuff.
I watch all of that shit because this is where the real essence comes in for me, you know. And I talk to people all day and all night. So I
Yeah,
got
it's in your nature. Yeah. Me, I just
something.
want the final product. What is it?
What is it?
And it better
Yeah,
be
you
good.
want the final product, and I want the other side of the equation.
Right.
So you're like, okay, give me the equal. What's after the equal sign, and I want everything before it, because it makes everything else make sense to me.
Hmm.
So if they said, "Oh, we needed 10,000 extras for this scene on The Dark Knight Rises," we needed 10,000. I'm like, why the fuck did you need 10,000 extras? Oh, the football field, the stadium, the shit blowing up, and then like protests in the street. 10,000 extras to make a scene.
Yeah.
Oh, we needed 3,000 extras in this scene right here between the police and the people. What? What? You know what I'm saying? These things are nuts. And I'm like, oh damn. Just to see this little part. Oh, we set up these shape charges, and these are real explosives that actually happen, on the set, and we could only do it one time, so we had to make it look good, and boom, 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 boom. You on the
How come they
football
get to
field,
have explosives?
right?
Just saying, that's my
Right. You
question.
see, like, look, but when you don't get the behind the scenes shit, it don't mean nothing. It's like whatever.
That's what I
There's
want
a
to know. How
good
they get their hands
action
on it.
sequence that they had to get right with the cameras, with everything. They had one fucking shot to shoot it.
Yeah, but I still want to know how they got clearance for explosives, and
And they did it at a real stadium with real explosives. And they put real people in the stands and all that shit.
Hollywood
Like,
gets to have explosives. Yeah. Yeah.
and and they did that shit in Pittsburgh somewhere from what they were saying. Like
Hmm.
this is Pittsburgh, this is a real stadium, and blah blah blah. And they did all this shit together. It's not like they built this scene. They put all that shit together. They had them people, real people out there with their children and all kind of shit. That shit could have went awry, and they had one take to do it. Then they put the rest of the people on that scene that was supposed to go head to head and toe to toe with those cops out in the street. Like there was so much shit that they built up for. They made a real bridge and they blew the bridge up. Like I'm like, God damn, they did every fucking thing for that little scene. All those little
Yeah.
scenes that you sing for, they
Yeah.
built that shit, and I was like, God damn,
Yeah,
this
you
was
get to see
crazy.
that stuff. People know, if you go like to Universal Studios theme park, you get to see a lot of that. How they do things. You know how they create a flood, how they
Yeah,
create things blowing up and everything. Like you get to see that, and how it can reconstruct itself for another take. It's weird. Like it actually got people who create different things in different industries and stuff to come in and do these things. I did watch the a little bit of the behind the scenes for that movie, and in terms of Bane, they made that man, that was all CGI. He wasn't that big, so
yeah, that was what's his dude, Tom something,
yeah, he's a
Tom
very
Hardy.
small guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and even he gained. He said he gained like 90 pounds, 100 pounds of
Hmm.
muscle
Yeah,
for the role.
but he was still too small, so they
It
made
still
him
wasn't
bigger.
enough because
Right.
that's a skinny little fucker. So 90 pounds of him
Hmm.
didn't mean shit.
Right.
Yes,
So I did
yeah.
see that part and I turned it off. Okay. I did I did watch the behind the scenes for Lord of the Rings. I did watch it for Batman, the one with the penguin. I watched that one. Um
With Danny
and
DeVito
yeah, I watched the behind the
and
scenes for
Michelle
that.
Pfeiffer. That,
Yep. Yeah, because it
damn.
was a theatrical thing and I like that. I
Yeah.
like Broadway. So it was more
So that
fun to
was
watch
still
that.
with Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So
So I
you got to see the epic blow up scene from
yeah. Mhm.
oh shit meow boom.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that was cute.
I
That was
like the
nice.
behind the scenes. I was very young when I watched that, but like I said, I'm one of those people that go to Broadway shows by myself and symphonies and
Did
stuff
she
because
do
I
her
like
own
that
stunt
stuff.
with the little backflip scene and all the shit?
Yeah.
Did she do that?
Hmm.
That was her.
No, no, that was a double. You crazy? No,
Oh, okay.
double. Absolutely not. So, and then Lord of the Rings was a lot of CGI, but I like that. I like I have like a love for the Hobbit. I was in advanced reading in fifth grade, and we had this white woman come in and read us books, like advanced books. She
You
would
was
read to
betting
us, and
on the
one of those
Hobbit.
books was The Hobbit, huh?
You was a Hobbitite.
Yeah, that was like one of
I
the
was
first
running with
books
them
that
orcs
she.
from the beginning. Them orcs was disgustingly. I was like, oh, these are the black folk. These orcs right here, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um, and she read a whole bunch of things, and I think that it kind of shaped me for the future. I will say that the types of books that she picked.
You remember
Uh,
Mork and Mindy?
no,
You remember that? Robin Williams
no,
in the
no,
closet, the TV show, Mork and Mindy.
no. I
You
probably
better
do.
stop.
I probably do, but I don't.
The Nanu
I,
Nanu, like Nanu Nanu. You
oh
remember that?
yeah. Well, yeah. Of course, of
Of
course.
course. Right.
I forgot about it. I'm sorry until you did
That
that.
was
Okay,
Mork.
now I know what you're talking
He,
about.
he
Yeah.
was Mork from Ork.
Okay.
And those orcs that was running around, I was like, Mork from Ork. These are the orcs. I'm running with the orcs. And then
Well,
I
they
was like, oh, how they got treated? Yep, these Negroes in the film.
well, I mean, according to the movie Bright, orcs are not black people.
You see, they switched it up. They had to. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Because, they had to switch it to the Lord of the Rings shit with the fairies and everybody else who was running around trying to save the world. And the orcs was evil. And he was a cop.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm very picky with behind the scenes and stuff like that. I did watch the Blade behind the scenes. I did do that.
I
All of
know
the
you had to
Blades. Yeah,
because
all of the
Blade was it.
Blades.
Blade was it. You had to fucking yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't. I'm not inclined to watch behind the scenes stuff. Like I don't like volunteer to do it. Um, only it has to be something like real special. I know they had it behind the scenes for the Matrix. I didn't watch that at all. I was
I
like, I don't
watched
really need to.
all that shit. I watched
Yeah, I don't really need
every
to see that.
fucking thing. I watched Animatrix, all of that.
Trying to think of one I maybe have. I watched behind the scenes for Avatar. I did watch that one. Um, what else?
I'll be saying that out loud before I get a phone call from Queen Mother. Talking about y'all were talking about Avatar. Y'all were talking about Matrix. Okay.
Yeah, they want to dabble into magic and stuff, like so-called magic and stuff. But that movie's a good.
But Queen Mother
Um.
Sophia Stewart, she don't play about that. I'll see her next month somewhere up here.
Well, people in those streets is talking, saying that she had nothing to do with none of that. So
Oh shit, yeah. That's
yeah,
out there.
streets is talking. Yeah, people have personal conversations with her and say that she had nothing to do with none of that. I said, oh, okay, all right,
Okay.
whatever.
All right. Yeah, that's a hell of a fight. That's a hell of a fight on both sides. That's a hell of a fight. I seen manuscripts. I seen all kind of shit on this other side. So
I was confused about the Avatar movie to begin with because they allowed the white people to come in, but then they had a bunch of warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so are y'all, a loving docile people, or are you warriors? Which one is it? Because they did end up going to war against the white man, but you don't let the white man in already. So I'm like, so what kind of movie is this? So of course I just enjoy the theatrics. The movie itself made no
well,
sense.
that's
So
something where look where you show your outside and your inside bias, and because you can't connect, you have to infer on the inside and the outside. You know what you would do, and then you place that on the inside and the outside. Because he wasn't his twin brother, right?
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't his twin brother in no way, shape, or form. But because he was his twin brother, he could tap into his twin brother and have moments where he demonstrated his twin brother. But his twin brother wouldn't have got it done. His twin brother would have died because of who his twin brother was. And that's why his twin brother died. He wouldn't have been able to do what his twin brother actually did. So, yeah. All right,
The
cool.
movie made no sense.
None at all.
It was
Because
good
this
for
is
the
supposed to
eye.
be James Cameron. If he look, the people on the other side who say, "Oh, okay, Sophia Stewart didn't make Matrix and Terminator," they got a hard time trying to explain the Wachowski sisters and this other piece of shit, James Cameron, from Terminator to Avatar. Good luck. Good luck. And we know something about these devils. They don't kill their cash cow. It would have been Matrix 27 by now if they made it.
Yeah, they were supposed to come out with a part 2, but something happened and blah blah blah.
Part 4, right? They
What?
killed off their hero and heroine, and there's no part 4.
What for Avatar?
No, for Matrix. And Avatar is
Oh, the
still linked.
Matrix is done. Yeah, the Matrix is done. Like,
Right. So this is what I'm saying. Don't they got Jason 25? Don't they got Freddy 4000? So even in death, whatever they create still lives on. They find a way for it to live on. It was like 27 Saws, right? And if COVID didn't happen, they would still have another little spinoff, a new spinoff on top of the spinoff. So you got 7 from the Saw series, and then you got Jigsaw, and then you got this other part of Saw that happens with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson in it. That's another part.
oh, I'm not a fan of that series. Too gory for me. Can't do it.
Dang,
Yeah, can't do it.
I love that.
If you're going to eliminate somebody, just eliminate them. Take them through a whole game and stuff. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
with that.
oh, best shit ever. Wake up in some contraption.
Yeah, I'm not with torture unless we need information. That's
Hey,
it. But other than
hey.
that, nah. Oh my God, I can't
Anytime
believe,
I can
Sash,
cut
you
on
said
a
that.
little
You're for
screen,
torture.
anytime I can cut on a little screen and see white people in some fucking contraption, and they act like they're innocent, and everybody winds up confessing what the fuck they did. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, but people say it's just TV. That's the problem with that. You
It's
only see that in the
beautiful.
movie. It's fake.
But if you can't
So
see it in the movie, what are you gonna do in real life?
that's what it's saying, that it don't happen in real life because it happened in the movie.
Well, who says?
That's what they're showing you, and that's what you're
That's what they're showing you.
conditioned
Okay?
to believe. Yeah, yeah.
It comes
Most
out of
people believe
somewhere.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no thinking of white people envisioning their own torture and death. That's one thing we know for sure. They're not just like, oh yeah, this is what I would do to myself for the wrongs that I committed. Where does that come from? Yeah, that don't come from.
Torture is only for intel purposes. Other than that, you eliminate the threat, or they're gonna get some time, come back and get you. And that's the story. That's the moral of the story right there.
That's real. That's right. Amen.
Yeah. So I'm not
Amen.
like. That's why I don't like Saw. Like, seriously, like, no. And plus it's gory and it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very
It's
sadistic if you
gory
ask
weird.
me. Yeah, it's very sadistic if you ask me. I mean, it's just
I like
ugh.
it.
Oh,
I like
yeah, obviously.
it.
Yeah.
Look, that lady thought she was gonna get out of that trap, and all she had to do was pull this off of her, and then stretch out and get that key. And she stuck a hand in there to get that key, and it was acid. I was like, "Ooh, you're going to die." And I was singing a little part from Big, like, "Now it's time for you to die."
Well, it's a
And I,
wrap right there. Once your hand is gone, she should have just said,
yeah,
"Just kill
look,
me
and
now."
I had to rewind it a couple of
Mm.
times, and then look, that
Yeah,
little
that's
devil
gory.
came to see her die. She walked right in to see her die. I was like, damn, not only are you gonna die, but somebody who looked like you is gonna walk in to let you know that they're responsible for your death. I was like, you. This is beautiful. What is that? Velvet? Okay. Anyhow, yeah, it's almost 3 hours since we've been on here. Well, Greg, it's only 3 hours since we've been on here. We're not gonna give them 3 hours. So
No, you already happened, right? It's 3 hours.
no, not yet, not yet.
Oh, okay.
You still got a little time. We're not gonna give them 3 hours. So is you ready? Is we finished or is we done?
Finish for now, right?
For now.
For now. All right. So, oh, that was my cue. All right. Shalom.